Hi everyone, Heather
Tereska.
of Core Fabrics coming to you on this kind of auspicious occasion. It's our 2-year anniversary as a business.
Yay.
We made it, and kind of the stats with small businesses is that the majority of them fail within the first 2 years. So like high five.
Didn't fail.
we're surviving, thriving. We're thriving. And we wanted to kind of I think it's like a big deal. I like celebrating milestones. So we kind of wanted to talk about that. We want to talk about the last 2 years, kind of where we're at right now, where we're planning on going in the future, especially because we just redesigned our website, which was a huge undertaking and kind of forced us to think about a lot of stuff in a new way and really kind of set the tone for where we want to take the company going into the future. And so we just kind of wanted to talk to you about all of this stuff and let you know kind of what our plans are and what you can expect and look forward to as Core Fabrics evolves and grows in the future. So the motto of Core Fabrics is beautiful fabrics for a better world. And when we started this company, we spent months really working on our mission and figuring out who we were as a company,
why we're starting a company in the first place,
what we wanted to do. And we've really put sustainability at the kind of epicenter of all of our decision-making process and really trying to carry a wide range of beautiful and sustainable fabrics that you could feel good sewing with in the shop. And that continues to be the focus, I think, just more and more as we evolve as a company.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of room for improvement in the whole fashion world. So we really want to be the change that we want to see in the world and add to making that kind of sustainable fabric more accessible to
the home sewer, essentially. And we certainly learned a lot in the last 2 years. I think we have spared everybody the behind the scenes drama of two people who have never been in a real intense inventory business like this one. We have learned so much about cash flow and inventory management and staff management. And it's just been a wild journey, but I feel like we're really, as we're entering into our 3rd year, into this very good, smooth place. I think we've worked out a lot of the kinks and we're just in this really amazing position right now to not just be trying to keep our heads above water, but to actually think, okay, let's look into the future and what does this look like? It's less about survival and it's much more about
active decision-making
and really planning and being strategic for the future, which is a really exciting position for us to be in. And I would say one of the biggest challenges for us as a company was we kind of were fairly naive when we started Core Fabrics. We were like, it's going to be so easy for us to find all these sustainable fabrics, la, 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 la. And then as we started sourcing, we realized this is not the case at all.
We can only offer to you what people will sell to us, and essentially a lot of the times we're just too small still to be able to play with the heavy hitters and have access to a lot of stuff that we want to be offering.
Because essentially, just in a nutshell, we've talked about this before, but most big mills and the mills that can afford to have sustainability certifications and that can afford to have the kind of manufacturing processes and all that stuff that we want to carry are not dealing with us. They're dealing with
distributors.
Or no, they're dealing with big fashion brands that are ordering 2,000 yard minimums of fabric, and we're just not there yet. So most of the time we couldn't even get a seat at the table.
Yeah.
But one of the big things that we've been working on in the last years is really building partnerships and relationships with suppliers who would kind of consider working with us.
So one of the big milestones in the last 2 years is our recent trip to London, where we were able to go to a sustainable fabric trade show and learn about, what's coming down the pipes, what types of new fabrics are being developed, and where kind of manufacturers are pushing the envelope in terms of sustainability. So that was really exciting.
And for us, it's all about getting in the room and being able to actually look face to face with, say the owner of a mill who's normally not dealing with people at our scale and be able to say, this is our mission as a company. This is what we're trying to do. Would you consider working with us? And so right now we're really working on a lot of those partnerships. And I would say our longer term goal is to really be developing a lot of our own fabrics that you just wouldn't have access to from anywhere else. And that's something that we're working on. Connected to that, and I think really, as I said, the impetus for us to sit down and have this conversation with you was the website redesign we did. And 2 years in, it might feel a bit weird to completely overhaul your website, but there were a lot of kind of technical back-end reasons that we did that. And thank you to all of our customers who've been patient with us if they've experienced glitches from here and there. We were really a big reason we did this was to try to solve some of the technical problems we were having.
Yeah.
But even more than that is we wanted to be even more transparent and clear about how our fabric is made, and as much information as we could convey as possible to you as a consumer, so that when you were going to make that decision, you have as much information at your fingertips as possible.
And then also for us, we realized that it is true that you can't improve what you don't measure. And so we wanted to be able to have a really clear and accurate picture of where we're at right now, and then also have clear and measurable goals about where we want to be in the future.
And so this rating system, it's this 5-leaf rating system. And the framework that we used to build this for us as a company was something called material life cycle analysis. So this is a framework that manufacturers, anybody who makes anything, can use to understand how the kind of life cycle of a product from the very genesis of the raw material till its end of life. And that felt to us like a really good place to think about sustainability, because it doesn't just start with the cotton out of the ground. It doesn't even just start with the mill or end there. How does this fabric or this product, what is its entire life cycle?
Yeah. What's the impact?
What is the impact of this product over its entire life cycle? So the leaf system that we've developed to help you understand and to help us understand the kind of complete life cycle of a fabric, it's this leaf system. And so there are 4 or 5 categories that a product could earn a leaf. And what we kind of identified is something like, you might pick an organic fabric and think, check, it's great,
perfect,
we're done. But there's actually, it's organic cotton, but then it goes through all of these different iterations. And so every one of those iterations, we're potentially giving a leaf. So maybe we want to talk about the kind of 5 categories.
So we have that very important first leaf is for the raw material. So is it organic cotton? Is it tencel? What is the fiber, and where does it come from, and
How's it produced?
How is it produced? And then next we have the manufacturing of the fabric. So what type of dyes are being used? What type of chemicals are used in the finishing process? And
what is the human rights record of the mill that's producing the fabric? Do they have eco certifications like Wecatex 100 or STEP?
Yeah.
Is it GOTS certified from start to finish? So that second category is really, so first one is material, second one is manufacturing.
And then we have transportation. And this one is really tricky for us because we fully acknowledge that as an e-commerce, inherently we are creating pollution in, first of all, importing fabric here, but also shipping our packages all over the world.
And well, I should interject and say we do have a carbon offset program where every time you make a purchase with us, we do contribute funds to help offset the carbon footprint of the package that we're shipping to you.
Absolutely.
But the materials and the product that we're importing has a carbon footprint as well.
So we do prioritize fabrics that are manufactured close to where we are. So there would be leaf for fabrics that are manufactured in North America. Unfortunately, a lot of manufacturing has left North America. So the other way that a supplier could get a transportation leaf is if they've made efforts to shorten their value cycle, so that if their raw materials and their manufacturing and finishing are all close to each other, to reduce their transportation, then that also counts for us.
Because they're not having things shipped here and produced here and finished here. It's all happening locally. The fourth thing that something is going to get a leaf for, and this is kind of where your production comes into play, is the durability of the fabric. Yeah. So is it a fabric that is going to last a long time? Is this a fabric that you are going to get years or decades of wear out of? It is something that, is it a beautiful piece that you're going to be able to pass down to your children or your grandchildren and they're going to be able to wear? Is it something that would show up in a thrift store in 50 years and somebody would be delighted to wear it? Is it going to last? And so this is a category that we were today kind of got into an argument about what counted as a durable fabric. But where we've kind of settled is like obviously any kind of bottom weight twill, denim, canvas, but also like a beautiful European mid-weight linen. That fabric is very strong and durable and is going to last a long time. A lot of like mid-weight cottons, I go and buy, I'll go to France and go to a flea market and I'm buying like vintage French shirts and tablecloths that are 100 years old and are still up to the task.
Great condition. Yeah.
So we kind of, durability I think is also important. Is it something that is just going to maybe you get 2-3 years out of it and it starts pilling and it's time for a new thing, or is it something that's going to really last a long time?
Or something that has a lot of, like or elastin is going to get all stretched out and baggy and that type of thing.
Exactly.
So stable, natural fibers for the most part. Get that durability leaf.
Absolutely. And then the last one is
the end of life. And so this one is tricky these days because there are very few facilities that are currently available for you and I, consumers, to recycle clothing. So the only option that we have is composting. And so
unless you're in a city that has a great textile recycling program, there are places.
I haven't really found.
Montreal doesn't have any, but there are cities that do have textile recycling. But we just are thinking about, at the end of life, can this fabric be recycled or composted? Those are basically the only criteria that we were looking at for end of life.
Yes, but back to the fabric recycling, what I was trying to say is that there are upcoming, and it's happening right now, that they're commercializing these programs where you can actually send back to the mill, like you and I, human beings who are not involved in the fabric trade, can send back finished clothing back to the mill, and then it becomes feedstock for making what are called like next gen cellulosic fibers. So meaning, rather than using trees to make viscose or tencel or lyocell, we're using clothing to make those fabrics. So this is a huge step that I'm really, really excited about, and hopefully it does happen in the near future. It's just not accessible to us right now.
But in the meantime, we are providing a leaf for fabrics that can either be composted, so primarily like linen and cotton, things that break down.
Well, currently it's just that. Just 100% cotton or 100%
linen. Anything that could be...
Or 100% wool.
That could be thrown into your compost. So those are that's the leaf rating system. Yep. And so when you go onto a fabric listing on our shop now, you can just scroll down below the description and you're going to see what leaf it got for what category. And we've gone, and if you want to learn more, visit our sustainability page, visit our life cycle or material life cycle analysis page, where we kind of really get into the nitty gritty of how we're determining all of this.
Yeah.
Because
you can see, it's a good point, because you can see on that page all of the different ways that a fabric can get a leaf in those different sections. So if you are interested of, the work that we've done behind the work we've done behind the scenes, and you want to see kind of the reasoning and the work that we've done, then it's all there for you.
We're just really we're a company that has sustainability at its core, and we're also really conscious about greenwashing. And we want to be just clear and transparent and give you guys all of the information that you need. And you can then make decisions as consumers. But we just think for you to have that information is just really important.
Yeah.
And I would say, as great as that is for you, for us, it's been really transformational as a business, because we now have a snapshot, and you can go on our sustainability page right now and see it's updated every month how many 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star fabrics we have in our inventory. And as Tereska said, now that we know that this is where we are, where can we go? So we've set targets for next year. We also have set longer term targets for 2030. And the closed note version of our targets is that we would like to be selling, the vast majority of our fabrics are going to be 3-leaf and above by the end of 2030. Every year, we're going to be trying to introduce more and more fabrics where we have essentially much more knowledge, and either we're having these fabrics custom made and we know down to the fiber where it's coming from. Yeah. But we're really working towards that, and it's been really exciting for us because we have all these goals and we have all this stuff we want to do, but now we actually have a roadmap. You don't know, if you don't have a map, you're just getting in the car, you're driving around aimlessly. We now really have concrete destinations for where we want to take core fabrics. Yeah. It's really exciting for us. So I highly encourage you to go check out the website, read all of this. The team has done an absolutely amazing job there's been so much stuff behind the scenes we've had to do to get this ready. And I think just going forward, it's going to make, not only is this shop beautiful and easier to browse and just easier to use, but I think from a kind of education point of view, I think you're just going to feel better and feel more empowered knowing where your fabric comes from.
And we do love to hear from you, and we want to know what you think about all of the stuff that we've done. And definitely if you have any kind of friction or issues using the site, we're definitely always looking to improve and make things better. So
Absolutely. So just in closing, I think it's just like, I really want to thank, first of all, our team has worked so hard the last couple months to get everything ready for the site changeover. We just wouldn't be here without them. I'll obviously want to really thank our customers who've been with us from the beginning, and those that are, even if you just discovered us today. It means so much to us to have such wonderful customers and to be in this industry where we are all making things together. It's the world is a better place when you make something, and the fact that we get to be part of your process is so exciting.
It's wonderful. We love when we ship out fabric to you and then you send us pictures of what you're making. It's so nice to see what everyone has going on. There's so much creativity in this community.
And your support is just really allowing us to have a really big, ambitious vision for where this company is going to go. And I can tell you in the coming years, we can't get too much into it, but there's a lot of exciting stuff coming your way, a lot of new custom stuff, offering products that you're not going to be able to access anywhere else. And it's just a really exciting place to just be a part of this community and to know that we have the support of our incredible customers. So anybody who's ever reached out or emailed us with constructive feedback or sharing a make, whatever, we're so grateful for you. We're so, so thankful. And I do want to encourage you, go check out our new website, go poke around. I think it's a really fun shopping experience. We started adding a lot more video. Also, sign up for the newsletter. If you've never made a purchase with Core Fabrics before, when you sign up to our newsletter, you get 15% off your first order, which is great. You also get access to our free tote bag. And we have a big sale.
Tote bag pattern.
The tote bag pattern. And we also, if you're watching this in September, we have our big anniversary sale. Right now, everything on the shop, except for patterns, is 20% off.
And there are some things in the sale section that are especially discounted just for the period of the sale.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Amazing. So that's it for us. Again, just thank you.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Oh, yes. We have a YouTube channel. We started adding more video content. So our marketing director, who's back from mat leave, has been doing an amazing job.
Fantastic videos.
Really great videos. Like, they're fun to watch. And she shares lots of fabric tips and stuff like that. So even if you're not like purchasing fabric, you're going to learn something about the fabric that we're carrying. So yeah, I think that's it. But thank you so much again. And we're hoping we're going to be part of your sewing journey for a long, long time to come. Thank you.